Hello, everyone. Big Money Drew Nicholas here for another edition of Big Money Talks. And it's not uh it's not a fun one this time around. We all know why. Uh this is Big Money Talks number 4. It's nice to have been doing this for a month now. Um I've enjoyed coming back and doing these every week. This one's not as fun though, the fourth edition of the show. And you're seeing, as I'm wearing the shirt that I bought months ago when he debuted in AEW, Brodie Lee is no longer with us. That's a shame. It really is. Usually I start with the hits and misses of SmackDown to Raw, but this time I think best served to hit the main event first. Brodie Lee's honor. Saturday was quite a night when we all got that news of his unfortunate passing, and carrying into Sunday and yesterday and today. And man, tomorrow, Wednesday night, it's going to be a wonderful night, but also a very somber night as well. I'll be watching AEW live, that's for sure. And I'm sure a lot of other people are as well, as Tony Khan and AEW have done such a wonderful thing and pushed back their New Year's show, big New Year's show, for a special Brodie Lee tribute show of pretty much all Dark Order matches, and a special Brodie Lee Jr. match with Cody, Orange Cassidy, and 10 of the Dark Order taking on Team Taz. It's really beautiful. It is. There's just no other way to put it. It's wonderful. It's a great thing of AEW to do something like this, to push back an important show of theirs, just to do a whole 2-hour tribute to this wonderful person. I have words, but then I also have no words, because it's so wonderful that one person could impact so many people's lives as positively as you've seen all over social media. It just it's incredible. It really is incredible. When Luke Harper debuted in the Wyatt family in WWE, he was just, I said it, I did a little in memoriam post on CageSideSeats.com. I'll retweet it after I put this up. Bray Wyatt captivated me with his words, but Luke Harper captivated me without his words. Just his mannerisms and the way he carried himself. He looked the part so well, but he just was able to draw you in and make you scared of him, legitimately scared of him. And then they split up, the Wyatt family split up. Luke Harper went to good heights in the mid card. He got the Intercontinental Championship. He got a tag team championship run with Eric Rowan. And then he was off of TV, asked to be released, and wasn't released immediately, but then eventually WWE released him. And then he went to AEW. as the exalted one of the Dark Order and revitalized the Dark Order totally. Had a TNT title run. Unfortunately, that's all. Unfortunately, that's all. And it's just incredibly unfortunate. It really is. That he passed away of a non-COVID related lung issue, which his wife put out to everybody and was kept under wraps by everybody at AEW. And that's their privacy, and they deserve it. They deserve that privacy. He, I didn't know him personally, obviously, but the outpouring of support to his family and just the kind words from so many people, it literally Saturday, Sunday, Monday on Twitter, you could just hit refresh and the post immediately was going to pop up about him, and everything just so kind. He was such a nice person, and as somebody who doesn't know him personally, it's such a nice thing to hear how wonderful he was as a human being outside of the ring, and all of the friends that he had, and all the people that he helped and just touched so positively like that. It's so inspiring, and I hope that his family, especially his children, know how much their father was just a humanitarian in every sense of the word, just an absolute wonderful human being based off of everything that everyone has said. And rest in peace. I hope that the family can find peace soon with his passing, and all of his friends, his close friends, everybody that's affected by this. Myself, I mean, I have shed tears multiple times since Saturday, and will continue to do so, especially with tomorrow on AEW. So I am using my space to give this little tribute and wish condolences to the family and friends and fans, all of us, everybody, on BRODIE Lee's passing. It's been awful. It really has. It's such a terrible tragedy. And rest in peace, as I said, and just your legacy, BRODIE, will be carried on through your children and through all the people in wrestling who you touched. So it's terrible. It really is, and it's so terrible to do a one-man show like this and to have to say this. And I have to say, I put over Alex Pulowski a lot on Twitter and on here, and I have to do it again because he did an absolutely wonderful Sour Graps tribute over the weekend to BRODIE Lee. And it's for free. It's not on Fightful Select. It's actually on Fightful's YouTube. Go there and watch. It's phenomenal. It really is. It's so great. Everybody's done tributes. I mean, Fightful Gaming, even, they that night on Saturday night, they were great. Joel and Shaquille Majuri and Jeremy Lambert. That would, it was really nice for them to come together and do a gaming show. Really helped me and helped a lot of people. And then Sean Ross Sapp and Denise Salcedo on Monday's post-Raw show on Fightful. They did a great show as well. Just everyone is doing it. Steven Larson did one. I believe Wrestle Talk is doing one. It's just it's so wonderful to see how much Brodie Lee touched people and motivated people and inspired people. So I hope that his family knows that. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. But if there were ever any doubts, this past weekend, I hope puts those doubts to rest, and they know that they had a phenomenal husband and phenomenal father on their side, and that they can carry that with the rest of their lives. I really hope so. So I just am still reeling from everything over the weekend. So what I do want to mention though is there have been negativity out there, and I didn't really want to bring this up, but while I was saddened and there were so many heartfelt, heartwarming tributes and tweets, posts, Instagram posts, there was some negativity, and I went off on it on Twitter, and it doesn't deserve any type of publicity at all. I'm not even going to mention the name. I'm not going to mention the site. I'm not going to mention anything but just these few words. It was absolutely disgusting, and I do not condone that. 100%, 100%. I do not condone that, and it should never have been put out. So that's all I'm saying about that. SmackDown was a great show. It was actually probably the best show of 2020. The steel cage match with Roman and Kevin Owens, amazing match. The finish to it was not one that I've seen in a steel cage match before. Jey Uso handcuffs Kevin to the ring, to the cage, just enough to where Kevin can't get both feet down on the ground outside of the cage. And Roman just smiles and takes a slow stroll down those steps. And it was amazing. It really was amazing. It actually made me hate Roman and Jey. It really did. It was able to convey that emotion, and that visual of Kevin Owens slapping his head on the cage multiple times. It may have been the best match of 2020. It was so great, and there was really good matches in 2020, but that one was really good. It was really good. And then Big E won the Intercontinental Championship. The show opened with a phenomenal match and a great ending, and then the show ended with a phenomenal match and a great ending. Sami Zayn put in the work. I know, he's had issues. I'm not putting him down when I say that. It's just like he really made the match special as well. And Big E with the locker room and getting that reception, it was great. He deserved it, and I was saying it. I said last week. I've been saying it in my recaps on Cage Side Seats. I've been saying it on Twitter. He deserved an Intercontinental Championship run. He deserved it, and he got it. And I'm really happy for him. Other than that, for SmackDown, Daniel Bryan and Jey Uso had a great match. He had Jey has been losing a lot, and Roman hasn't really been carrying that much, it seems. Maybe that'll change. next week, or this week rather, on Friday. I don't know, but he really is like total heel now. He's totally into doing Roman's bidding. Now I don't know if that's like a brainwash type of a thing, or if he's like now like fully invested in the bloodline and Roman just being this total mob boss jerk. And I don't know. So we'll see. I mean, ever since he's really embraced this heel persona, he hasn't won. In fact, I don't know if he's even. I can't recall him even winning a match since the Hell in a Cell match with Roman. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. And the tag team match actually between Bianca, Sasha, and Charlotte and Asuka and Baymella. Baymella rejoining. That was a good match too. The thing is, it's just weird that like Nia and Shayna, while I don't like them really as a tag team, and I don't really like Nia at all. They were women's tag team champions for months. They never made an appearance anywhere but on Raw. But immediately after Charlotte and Asuka win, they're all over the place. that it's weird. And I'm just saying, I said it last week, it kind of felt like they were just doing Charlotte Flair with the title. Like they need her to have a title or be in the title picture just constantly. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens on SmackDown this Friday if they show up again. It'll be a little telling that it was clear they didn't really care about putting Nia and Shayna on SmackDown to defend against women's SmackDown tag teams. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Raw, so now I want to go to Raw. Raw was actually a good show for the last show of 2020. I was very surprised. I was actually very surprised. I didn't expect it. It opened really hot. I loved the match with Keith Lee and Sheamus, and the right person won. And I wasn't expecting Keith Lee to win. I actually was expecting Sheamus to win, but it looks like they may hold off on Sheamus for the Royal Rumble. I don't know. Now, next week on Legends Night, they're going to have the match, Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. I don't know if I'm sure Keith Lee is not going to win, but I don't know now if are they going to do another DQ or an interference? Will Sheamus interfere? I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Well, hits first. Hits first. We're going to talk about the big myth that I ranted about in my recap on Raw yesterday. But let's talk about the hits first. I like the ending of the show. It was a little strange to just have Randy Orton standing there with a match, and then the show just ended like that. That was a little weird. But Alexa Bliss has been rocking this character. She has been taken over by the Fiend, and she's one of the best things on Raw. Genuinely, I've loved her every single week, hitting this character right on the head, just nailing it, and I look forward to what she does on the show every week. And this week was no exception. She rocked it. her mannerisms and the way that she talks, and it's just so good. It's so good and very believable that she's totally engulfed in the Fiend's likeness. Um, just pouring gas on herself. It was really a great visual, and laying there waiting for Randy to light her on fire. That was a great moment. Uh, you don't see these types of roles very often, and it's so great. It's so great, and I hope that. Well, was she burned alive? We don't know. They just did a little cliffhanger thing, and a little strange, but um, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Another really good thing was, well, it was good, but then a little odd again, which is why like Raw was mostly a hit, I would say, but there were these little moments, besides the big moment that I'm saving for the end. So Ricochet and Mustafa Ali, they had a great match. I enjoyed the match. There was a bunch of interference again, but Ricochet was able to take out the group, but he wasn't able to take out Ali, and Ali put him to sleep. And then uh, it's so weird. Like that was probably one of Ricochet's best showings on the main roster, by the way. He was really good in that match. Just the German suplex, flipping into the German suplex, and there was a scary spot actually where he went to take down T-Bar and missed the apron and just went right down to the floor. It's like, ooh, it was very scary. So I'm glad he's okay. At least nothing's been reported of him having an injury. Um, and and then he kind of like faked out Ali in that promo after the match, and then took out Ali with a recoil and got out of there before Retribution got to him again. That was great. It showed some good personality, and I hope that they continue with that. I hope it's positive, because all these interferences, and the referee sees all the interferences, and doesn't DQ Ali or throw out Retribution. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. That was just weird. Another good match with AJ Styles and Elias. We haven't seen. That's like one that we haven't seen really. And I liked it. It was really good. I particularly liked Omos's role between the backstage segment and the match. That was good for the other person that's involved in that whole thing with Elias. That was so I enjoyed that. And now the other thing I wanted to mention was Shayna having her own match with Dana Brooke. That was a good match. It showed her dominance, and I missed that because a lot of it has just been playing second fiddle to Nia's crap. And so more dominant Shayna, please. Taking out Dana and taking out Mandy when Mandy went into the ring after the match. That's the Shayna that I want to see. So more of that, please. So now I want to talk about the last match of interest. Okay. So Miz and Grand Metalik. It was surprising. it was very surprising that Grand Metalik won. I was very surprised by that. But they were selling that Miz, last week I said Money in the Bank is done. I said that last week. And I thought that, we were really going to be done with it. But I didn't realize that we had this whole big storyline going. So Miz lost, and it was selling that, the whole Money in the Bank thing, and he didn't have his mind in it. And it was a quick match. It was a decent match. But Adam Pearce holding the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Miz and Morrison are sitting on the steps in the stadium after the match, and they really think that they could just give Miz the Money in the Bank again, as if he didn't cash in at TLC. I watched that back. He cashed in. All right, Miz wasn't the one holding the briefcase, but he cashed in. You can't call that, you can't not call that a cash in. Morrison is holding the briefcase and he gives it to the referee. Miz takes Drew off of the ladder and puts him through a table. And the ref tells the announcer, Miz is cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase. This is now a triple threat. The announcer announces that. And then with a big smirk on his face, Miz is climbing up that ladder to get the title. That's a cash-in. That is an effing cash-in. I'm not using the word. I'm trying to keep it clean. I dropped an S-bomb last week. No. I'm holding my composure this time. As much as I'm raging inside. That was a cash-in. So now you're telling me another person can hold the briefcase and give it to a referee, make it a match including the Money in the Bank holder. They can then lose that match and then just be given the briefcase again because they didn't cash in. Are you out of your mind? Am I crazy? That's ridiculous. He cashed in. And it was good. I mean, after he almost took him off of the ladder and then put him through the table and then chased Morrison out. And they had a good match after that. But it was a match. It was a triple threat match. So now, what if Miz, I mean, this is all predetermined, but what if Miz took the title? If he got the title, would he not have then been declared the winner? Because judging from what happened last night, he didn't cash in, according to Adam Pearce and according to WWE. He didn't cash in. So he's still the Money in the Bank holder. But if he grabbed the title, does that mean that he then would have had to give the title back? Did they think this through, or was this just like some random, like, oh, you know what, let's just put the briefcase back on him, whatever? I don't know. I don't know what the logic was behind there. There's really not any logic. Really isn't any logic. I'm not trying to turn this into a shower grab, by the way. Alex. I know you're going to handle this one really well. But it's just like, what? He cashed in at TLC, and you just gave him the briefcase back. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm really upset about that. And now next week, there's the looming threat of him cashing in again on the match with Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre. That shouldn't be a thing anymore. Money in the Bank should be done. It shouldn't have been carried over into 2021. My God. That really put me in a bad mood. Like, that's the worst thing that they did last night, was do that. He cashed in at TLC. They announced it as him cashing in, and he went up to get the title. That's a cash in. That is a cash in. Oh man, I'm just not happy for Raw next week because of that. I'm gonna enjoy Drew and Keith Lee, but that looming threat of Miz with a briefcase again, it's just like, I don't know. And then like, what, like, okay, now I can see Sheamus interfering somehow after Miz grabs the briefcase, gives it to the referee. Oh, Miz is cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase again. And then like Sheamus gets involved, and then it's not really an official cash in. You know, that gets like overdone a little bit, but I wouldn't mind as much. They could have done that, you know, at TLC. They could have done that. They could have had, almost do the same thing. Grab Miz, put him through that table, and then it's never even announced as a cash in. They've done that enough, but I'm really upset about that. I really am. So that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it for this week. I'll be watching AEW tomorrow, Wednesday night, for the Brody Lee tribute show, and I'm excited for SmackDown next week. I don't think that the ratings that they got, the best ratings since the debut on Fox, thanks to football last Friday. I don't know if that's going to carry over into this Friday coming up, but I hope that we can continue this positive momentum and just have great shows and great wrestling. I was just going to do my little thing at the end, and I just wanted to mention why that's important, saying bye for now. Not to get like morbid or anything, but like, I say bye for now because I don't believe goodbyes are really forever. And I think that saying bye for now or goodbye for now or whatever, it doesn't put that like period at the end of the sentence, like, God forbid something were to happen to me. I just don't like that ending like that. It's like, oh, goodbye, and goodbye forever. It's not. I don't believe in that, and I hope that you watching you don't believe in stuff like that. There's always, I choose to believe that there's, whether, I'm not going to bring religion or anything into this, but whatever you believe, whatever your religion is, spiritual, whatever it is that you hold as a view, I like to believe at least that there is something else out there. Who knows? A heaven, or whatever it is that you want to call it, where people that you knew who are no longer with you, you see again. And there are people that I would love to see again in my life that I've lost. So, with all that being said, rest in peace, Brody Lee, and bye for now.